Welcome to another episode of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by Dreams to Reality Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I'm your host, Michael Davis, alongside Mr. Jason Redmond.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How goes it?
Man, it goes, brother. It goes, man. I'm just excited to be here, man. Just happy to be in a place to be able to inspire people. And, give them this episode today, man, because it's going to be something special, man. The best of, man.
Oh, yeah. The best of. Yeah, I'm excited about this one, man. How's your weekend going, by the way, actually?
Man, it's going pretty good, man. You know, a lot of ripping and running, but, man, you know, that's what we do.
Yeah, got to get it done, man. Well, yeah, this episode, we will show a series of the inspirational quotes at the end of each episode that our guests have dropped, some great nuggets, and it's also a way of us showing our appreciation. So yeah, I'm ready for this, man, because pull some dope guests out the bag that has some really amazing words for us.
Hey, man, look, I'm just trying to inspire you, man, and put positivity in the place of people, man, and let them know that, hey, look, you can come from meager beginnings, but that doesn't mean your ending is going to be anything less. You just got to keep on grinding, man. Like the grind never stops. The only thing that stops is you.
Yeah, you're right. Well, nothing stops except you. You know what I'm saying? Every day is a choice to get up and keep grinding for what you want, or to stay down.
Exactly.
Exactly. We make that choice every day. So yeah, man. Do you want to give any words? A couple.
Hey, man,
words.
that was my inspiring word right there. What I just gave.
Okay.
I need to.
Okay. That was good. That was solid too. Well, my inspiring word, what I just like to share with everybody is similar to yours. Keep grinding. And remember to follow your callings. You know what I'm saying? When you have something in you that's telling you to move. Mm-hmm. You might not know what it's sent out. You might not know where you're gonna end up. Where this path is going to lead, but 9 times out of 10, by just pushing through and pushing forward, it'll put you in a good place that'll open up doors and maybe put you in a place that you've never been. It might be different, but something that inspires you to do greater things. So just continue to be you, follow your goals, follow your dreams, keep pushing, man, keep pushing. That's all I can say, because every day is a battle on its own.
That's a good word right there, brother. That is a good word right there. And that word right there means to me, like, hey, look, if you're uncomfortable, get used to being uncomfortable, because comfortability comes when you're uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So without further ado, we're going to get these inspiring words going. And we just want to tell everyone thank you for rocking with us, staying with us. Our guests, thank you for each and every episode, each and every person. It was very inspiring. And enjoy your holidays, enjoy your weekends with your family. And remember, we're just trying to be the change out here. We're not trying to be better than anybody, but together we can achieve better for everybody.
All right. Let's go get them.
Man.
All right. The funniest thing about it is, I think that when you take an animal that is solely responsible on your leadership and your direction, it changes the mindset of the individual, because now you got to realize it's no longer about me. It's about our relationship. And in our relationship, if I can help you be better, because essentially the person that is responsible for the dog is helping that dog become the best dog that he can be. The dog, though, is bringing something out of the individual, making that individual be the best leader that they can be. And I think that the population that you're working with, Dwanson, needs to be able to put that into practice. And by using the dogs, teaching them how to train them, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Because even kids becoming a father, like taking care of a dog, believe it or not, is some of the things that are similar to, being a father, and taking responsibility for another life. Whether it be an animal or a person, it's a huge responsibility. So, you're teaching, especially in the Black community, fathers sticking around and taking responsibility is an issue that we need to tackle. So this is already building up that mindset, so that you taking care of a future problem, That's amazing. You taking care of a future problem. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I wholeheartedly believe that the kids are our future. Literally, I wholeheartedly believe that. So you know, what I'm saying, if we can start now, I can't. I'm about to get smacked for this one, but I cannot remember who said it. But I just read it. It's easier to heal a kid than a broken man.
I've heard that saying before. Absolutely.
You know
That's nice.
I'm drawing a blank right now, man, but that's like one of the realest things I think I've ever seen, bro. It's like,
yeah,
it's way easier to mold a kid than to change a grown man.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like why the Bully Diversion Center is a little bit different from a lot of other programs that are out here that are similar. They are actually dealing with the youth that are already in the system. And my target population is for those that are at risk of going in. So this is more of a preventative intervention type.
Absolutely.
But I just want to tell a story. So there is a lady named Jennifer that lives somewhere in the suburbs of America. And Jennifer is a mother of 2 kids. She graduated from high school many, many years ago. And on this fretful day, Jason and Michael, Jennifer ran into one of her best friends from high school. Now, they had a very, very aggressive, intense conversation. Of course, they were trying to catch up from high school and everything. And as they were engaged in a conversation, it was something else that was really happening at the time that they did not realize. And because of that, that little child, which was Jennifer's daughter, kept calling her and getting her attention saying, mommy, mommy, right? Jennifer paid no attention to her, thinking that their little child was just nagging. Well, guess what? She kept saying, mommy, mommy. She was engaged with her friend from high school. And literally for the next 30 minutes, Jennifer still paid no attention to her child, saying, mommy, mommy. And about 30 minutes of the conversation, she finally paid attention to her little child, the 4-year-old daughter. And then she asked her daughter, where's your sister? The mother kept asking the little girl. Then she pointed to the river.
That's it.
Well, it's been an amazing show. Learned a lot from you, man. I appreciate your words. But before we go, we ask everybody to drop a little word of encouragement, word of inspiration to our viewers, just to give them a little something to help them out on their journey. And also, if you want to drop the name of your church and your ministry, and let people know how they can reach out to you, and possibly come join your church and your congregation, it'd be much appreciated.
Sure. Let me hit the man first. Gentlemen, I would say this to you all, especially men of color, never let society make you think less of yourself than you really are. Don't believe the hype about there being more Black men in jail than college. That's not true. What they don't tell you is, when they do that statistic, they're talking about all the Black men in jail, and they are comparing them to the men between 18 and 25 years old who are in college. That can never be a fast statistic. And they want us to believe the worst about ourselves so that our women will believe the worst about us. So my thing is, define yourself for yourself, or you will get caught up in somebody else's idea of who you are, and that's not who you are. I want to say this to ladies. I know that many of you have been heartbroken, and you guys tend to be a little bit more sensitive about relationships than men are. We've been quoting the Bible a lot. I want to quote a book from an R&B singer, Tamia, back in the day. She had a song that says, "A stranger in my house." It took a while to figure out. There's no way you can be who you say you are. You gotta be somebody else, because he wouldn't touch me like that and treat me like you do. She went on to say that have I changed so drastically and you have remained the same? My point is this: don't lose yourself trying to find love, because if you don't know who you are, you'll wake up one day and you'll be a stranger in the house that is your tabernacle, and you will not know who you are, and you will not be able to encounter the one that God has for you, because you don't know how to communicate your needs. Therefore, you will define yourself by this person, and you'll get lost and trying to find love. To everybody, I say this: live your life, let God be the center of your joy, and always remember that what you are going to is bigger than what you're going through. My church is New Grassy Creek Baptist Church. We're in Oxford, North Carolina. Right now, we are having service outside underneath our tents every Sunday, 11 a.m. We'll be glad to have you as our guest. I love you guys.
So I'm gonna pull a Michael now. So Sharice, before we let our guests go, we always have them say a word of inspiration to the people. This is your second time on. Give us that word.
Give us, yeah.
Oh, okay. The inspirational word from me would be to never give up. And obstacles are just that. That's not the end all to whatever you have your mindset set to. It's just, sometimes I feel obstacles are God's way of slowing you down just for a minute because he's preparing greater things beyond the obstacle. So I don't, it's human nature to get discouraged, but I have learned that it's like, this is here for a reason. And so like, I look at everything like with the COVID, all of that was for a reason. I had to stop and slow down because I stay on the move and I have my hands in a lot. And so it was just my time to say, Sharice, you have to take care of yourself. So.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's been amazing talking to you today. Your insight on social injustice, everything. I think you gave us and the viewers so much to just think on, and just to think about our path going forward and how can we make some change in our communities ourselves to create a better vision and all. And I just want to thank you for coming on the show. It was an honor. And I just want to ask you, I know you just gave a little bit for the kids, but we always ask our guests before we hop off the episode to leave a word of inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Not only kids, but to just everybody who's thinking about trying to become some change or make some change in their community, but may not know how or may not know how to take that first step. Just leave a word of inspiration for us.
Two things. One is we're not alone. That like if you remember, we were talking about Stockholm syndrome. After you have that traumatic experience, that next part of it is isolation. And one of the ways that if we know anything about mental illness, man, one of the ways the enemy tries to defeat us is to make us feel lonely, that nobody's with us. And so you're not alone. None of us are alone. Like we have friends. We have friends that we can call on with. Our power comes from each other. So the first part of that is we're not alone. You're never alone. There's other people rowing in the same direction as you. Secondly, we're going to win. Ultimately, we're going to be successful. Ultimately, we're going to see that salvation. Ultimately, we're going to see redemption. There's three parts to every great story: hope, loss, and redemption. Redemption always comes after loss. And so if you can live knowing that you're not in this by yourself and ultimately you're going to win, it changes the way you approach life. You're not defeated all the time. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy and it's going to be all W's. There's going to be some setbacks, but never count yourself out because we can get this done. We're going to get it done. And if you ever, I got a question about that, hit me up. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. And if I can't help, I know 92, he know everybody. And so we can find somebody that can help. But I just appreciate y'all, man. I really do appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all inviting me to be up here. It's made my weekend, man.
Oh, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Definitely was very educational. And it was a great conversation. It was great to meet you.
My pleasure.
Definitely. Hopefully in the future we can get back together, maybe have you on another episode. Just something we do every week. We ask our guests to leave the viewers with a little something. You're an accomplished gentleman that has done some great things, and you're following your passion with guns. So I just ask that you just leave our viewers and there's younger viewers out there, just leave them with some words of inspiration.
The most inspiring words of wisdom I could ever say to anyone. I'm a man of great faith. So trust God and follow the process. God has opened up a lot of doors for me. I cannot sit back here and say, it's because I was such a great Marine, or I was such a great student in college, or I was such a great corporate sales guy, or I'm such a great instructor. None of the things that I have accomplished really come down to how good I am. It's all about how great he is. So trust that process and just know that God is in control.
Absolutely.
Right,
some great words to leave us with. Well, if this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you coming and joining us. Please like, subscribe, and continue to follow us on our journey. If this is another episode, another week you're rocking with us, thank you for continuing to join us on this journey, identifying agents of change in our community. Thank you for joining us on another episode of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by Dreams to Reality Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I am your host, Michael Davis, alongside Mr. Jason Redmond. We thank you for joining us, and remember, our goal is not to be better than anybody, but together we can achieve better for everybody. Thank you, and have a good night. Yeah. Well, actually, we've learned a lot about you. We actually went longer than we usually do because you know what I'm saying, it's just been that good of an interview.
No, man.
So no, it's nothing to be sorry about. It's been amazing chopping it up with you, hearing about everything you're doing. I mean, I'm blown away, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can duplicate. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know. But we always ask our absolutely. We always ask our guests to leave us with a final word to just give to the viewers. I'm saying, I want to do the same thing, especially those single mothers out there that want to, duplicate the grind, because it's just amazing how you got the drive to keep doing it. So just give us one final word before we take it out, if you don't mind.
Let me see. The only thing that really comes to mind is trust God.
Okay.
Make sure you're intentional. Don't ask for nothing. Just ask him to lead you in the path that he wants you to go in, and to show you your purpose. Like, I used to ask him for a lot of stuff, but I found out that was just not the route to go. Like, I need to submit to what he wanted me to do, and just trust him to know that he got me. Like, if I think back over my life, every time I was in a pinch, or every time I had a situation, or every time I was just like down and messed up, or didn't have no money or whatever, like, somehow I always came through, but it was really God.
Now, what would you say to the person that is watching and that comes from a similar situation, that didn't have those conversations about financials and buying homes and credit, you know what I'm saying? And they're trying to position themselves and step into the real estate game, or just get their situation under control, to be thinking about their credit in their future. What would you say to that person?
I would say, look at history. Most people in history, they survived off of their credit. They created wealth off of their credit. Most people that are some of the wealthiest people in the world, they became wealthy simply off of real estate. And you, for the most part, can't do much in this world without good or decent credit. I run into people that don't have minimum credit scores. Anywhere between the 580, 640, you can buy a house, depending upon the loan program you're looking for. So there are certainly people that don't have that. And those are simple conversations of, hey, you don't have any positive trade lines, or better than that, you don't have any trade lines at all. Like, you don't use credit for anything, for nothing. Like, you don't have a gas card, no credit cards, no nothing. You've never had a cell phone in your name. You don't even you're not living in your apartment with, in your name. So your credit's never been run. So just, care for your credit like you care for your, for a pet. Make sure you understand, like, the moment you let that pet out the yard, they're gonna roam free, and it's gonna be hard to wrangle it back in. It's not impossible, but it's it's difficult. I definitely had my own situations with credit in my past. You know, I was blessed to be in a situation where, you know, I had people to mentor me and help me understand just the simple foundations of how to build credit up. With my grandmother put me on her credit cards when she was living, and helped me build positive trade lines. So that was the best way for me to do it. Unfortunately, when she passed away, those particular trade lines, dissolved with her, but I was already, on the up. So I just kept going. Mom always said, you pay your rent first. So everything else you can put on a payment plan, but you pay that rent first. So
yeah. Man, hey, look, you pour your juice in the cup, man, and you fill that cup up, and you get that good feeling of being full. Hey man, I'm full, Mike. I'm full, man.
One thing I did learn, and it's something that I definitely want to pass on. I know we're running out of time, but I have learned the last couple of years to look more in the mirror and less out the window. Like, to pay attention to what you got going on and grind on what you want. Don't worry about what the world's got going on. Don't compare yourself to the next person. You just stay focused and stay in your lane, and you can make anything happen, because your abundance creates overwhelm, and that overwhelm creates an opportunity for somebody else to live in your abundance. So just keep on doing what you're doing. So proud of y'all. Thank you so much for inviting me. Love you. Love you. Love you.
Oh man, the pleasure. No, go ahead, Mike.
Unfortunately, time is running down, but it was an amazing show this week. It was amazing talking to you, KD. You know what I'm saying, and just hearing about your leadership and your journey and your success in this space. But before we go, I want you to give everyone, your email, contact information, just in case they want to get in touch with you about this space and, you know what I'm saying, entering into it. And also just some final words to give to someone out there struggling to make that leap and to have that faith and to develop that faith to be where you are, because it definitely takes faith on this journey. So
Definitely. So you can reach me at www.winbigwithkd.com. winbigwithkd.com, and you can schedule a consultation with me, 10 to 15 minutes, any day, anytime. Place it. I will contact you. We will definitely talk, and we will get you squared away and get you going. At the end of the day, you know where you're trying to go. You know where you want to be in life. And if generational wealth is your journey, if residual income is your journey, if you want to become debt-free, that's your journey, then you need to connect with me, because I have some resources that I can teach you. I have some things that I can show you that will cause you to change the trajectory of your life. Look at me. I'm from New York City. I'm from Harlem. I'm from 44th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue, right? I'm a hood dude. Okay, I was about to say something else. You understand? But the Lord has definitely changed me. He has shielded me, and he has altered my path. And so in that, I'm always going to be for those that are left out, always going to be for those that seem to be the underdog or the black sheep, because that's my ministry. And so I was able to clear $127,000 in student loan debt just my first 6 months in the business. So because of the skill set, because of the knowledge, because of the tutelage that I have, I am willing to share. Just definitely connect with me. Once again, it's www.winbigwithkd.com. And I promise you, you will not regret that you connected with me.
Absolutely. Anything you brothers want to share before we take this episode out?
Man, more than anything, man, I just want to make sure that if I had to leave this moment telling anybody anything, is to don't diminish the value of your step stool. It may not seem like much now, because I'm gonna tell you, it was not always fun those days. Some of those days when I had to pull that step stool, I was tired after school, didn't want to be bothered. But at the end of the day, and some days my dad used it as punishment. But I'm grateful that he was willing to shape me in service, even in a rough place, man. So don't diminish the value of your step stool, man. It could birth something so great that this world needs, man.
Man, I'm about to write that down, man. I'm gonna post that on Instagram or something. I'm gonna give you credit for it, but I'm not.
Quote,
I got
you know
to
what I'm
post
saying?
that.
Absolutely. And on that note, we're gonna leave off with an amazing word from Fred Jones.
Yeah. So look, man, I'm a jump Michael's. He always does. We're gonna do it this. I did the last 2 weeks. So man, look, every time we come on, we have a guest, man. We always have them leave the viewers with a word of inspiration and something to hang their hat on for the week, man. So give the viewers something to, a word of inspiration or something to hang their hat on for this week.
Well, for all your viewers, my main thing is get out your comfort zone. Try something different. Don't do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. The main thing, especially all the African American people out there, try to do something different out your comfort zone. That's my biggest thing. Try yoga, try Pilates, try something CrossFit if you want to try it, or maybe it's just a HIIT class or something like that, a boot camp. Just do something different. Don't do the same thing and get some better results, because more working out helps you live a longer life. You may not beat Father Time, but you could definitely slow them down a little bit.
Dig it.
Hey, I can dig that, definitely.
Hey, man.
And also, we always ask our guests, you know what I'm saying, before we take the episode out, just to give a word of inspiration to anybody trying to build a business to do the same as you, and they don't understand what goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Just leave a word of inspiration for the viewers.
Facts. Okay, so, personal contact information first. My email, my business email is sales, SALES, @poorpeople.com. On Instagram and Facebook is Poor People Organics, POREPEOPLE Organics. And the Kiva loan link, you can go to kiva.com and you can just search Brandon, and then our Kiva campaign will come up.
So,
and word of advice, I would say mentorship. Before my business really got going, I had reached out to the SCORE program. It's an entity connected to the Small Business Association, and SCORE stands for Service Connected Executives. You can reach out to your local SCORE network, and they can match you up with somebody who's, a retired, executive in the business world, and they can help you get your business plan outlined and going, and give you some input, give you some. When I went into my first SCORE meeting, I was telling them I wanted to sell my products at like Family Dollar and Walmart, prices that people who had low incomes could get this same quality that we're trying to offer. And they were like, Brandon, you're not going to be able to pay your bills. You're not going to be able to pay yourself a salary. You're not going to be able to grow your business at these prices. So that was an instant wake-up call for me, So I had to learn my cost of goods, what's the best price to sell this for, to make sure that we can continue, growing this business. So I would just say seeking mentorship. Mentorship is key. Somebody who you can bounce ideas off of, someone who you can say, is this right? Is this wrong? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I have right now about 4 to 5 mentors that I can just call. If one don't pick up, I can call this one and know I'm going to get the information or the advice I need to keep me on track.
I think your story is such an inspiration. And when you said something about the Durham Rescue Mission, I remember my mom being a single mother and as a young child living at the Raleigh Rescue Mission, and her having to work and be a mother, and you went through a similar situation. So what do you say to the young ladies watching this that are trying to overcome those same obstacles and challenges? Because I can imagine being a single mother, getting your degree, fighting that uphill battle, it was hard. What do you say to the young lady that's fighting and facing some of those same challenges? Like, to keep, how does she keep pushing? How does she not just give up?
So I'm gonna start off by saying I didn't end with the degree with one child. I ended the degree with 3 kids. So
that's a lot of love.
So that's a lot of love right there. The midst of my college career, I ended up having 2 more children. So that added to it. So it was a lot. I just remember, I recently found a paycheck stub, and I was making like $7.25 an hour, and I'm like, I look at that now, I'm like, Lord, I don't know how lights didn't get cut off, but you know, you made it happen.
Jesus was the landlord, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what do I tell somebody that's in the same situation? You have to just stay prayed up. You're not gonna know where the next opportunity is gonna come from. You're not gonna know, like I didn't know anybody in Durham. I was lost, but I talked to people. I wasn't ashamed of my situation because I knew I wasn't going to stay in that situation. And I think it's a mindset. So I didn't use it as a hindrance. I didn't wallow in it. I said, I have to come out of this. This is not for me. This is not where I saw myself. So I think that was one thing that drove me. So part of it is what is burning in that person. You know, do they want to do better or do they want to stay there and wallow? And I want to say the motto for the Durham Rescue Mission was offering a hand up, not a hand out, or something like that. And so, and that's the difference. Are you looking for that step to help you get out of what you're doing? Or are you just looking for somebody to continue to feed you in that space?
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Janelle, you had a question?
I did. I wanted to ask, this two questions.
I'm gonna get you right. We're at a point where we're kind of bringing this thing to a close, but we always ask our guests, you know what I'm saying, which you are amazing. I appreciate you coming on because we go way back, like four flats. And, you know, and it's and like I said in the beginning, it's great to see the growth. It's great to see where you've come. You know what I'm saying? I see us doing some things in the future, especially when you get up with the guy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
We're going to do some great things together. But I want you to just give a word to the people for them and their journey, just some encouragement, something you want to leave, some gems, some good nuggets for us before we end this thing. Definitely.
Okay, well, I first want to thank you guys for having me. It was very nice to meet you, Jason. Great seeing you, Michael. I'm excited to work with you guys in the future. I'm always down for networking and supporting. Just to leave a word for the people, I would definitely just say put God first. I don't know what anyone's beliefs are or religion or whatever the case may be, but you definitely need something to hold on to in this life that we have. We only have one life to live. Time just seems to be going by fast. You know, do what it is that you love. Do not let anybody hinder you. It does not matter what you've been through in life. You don't have to stay stuck of where you've been or what you've come from. You can be better. You can be a better person. You can help someone else who has experienced what you have experienced. There's so much to life and there's so many different things that you can do. Just because I wrote a book, that doesn't mean somebody else can't. Like, I encourage everybody to write a book because we all been through something. I welcome everyone to jump on the journey to do something, whether it be creating journals, calendars, pins, whatever it is. Do what it is that you love and just create a legacy worth living for.
Oh, I mean, I told you she was going to drop some nuggets, man. I just felt that thing coming, man. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Gonna call it
and talking about authors,
Appleseed.
My guy Jason is an author too. You know what I'm saying? Talking about authors, he got a good book too. He got something.
Really?
I was surprised. Like, I didn't think the way it was gonna go, it went, but I mean, it was dope. It was so dope, man. It was so dope.
So you have a book, Jason?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I need it. So put the information somewhere.
I got you. I will send it to you. I will send it to you.
Please.